Okay, all right, MMA fans, I'm here with half of the KSW 82 main event, Mr. Brian Hooi. Brian, welcome on Sherdog. How are you today, my friend?
Yo, what's up, man? Nice to meet you. I'm doing real good, man. I'm ready to leave tomorrow for the flight to Warsaw and ready to rock on Saturday, man, May 13th.
Nice, nice. And you're scheduled to take on Mr. Andrzej Grzebyk in the KSW 82 main event. How was your preparation for this fight?
Well, the preparation has been real well. I have made a lot of changes from my previous fights. I've added a lot of strength and conditioning sessions, did a lot of more specific MMA training that I didn't do before. I just feel like more of a well-rounded and even more complete and dangerous fighter than my fights before. So yeah, I'm just ready to put on a great show for the people and really make a statement and grab the chance to fight for the belt, man. Because I want that belt at the end of before the end of this year.
Yeah, actually, I heard that there are some high stakes, in that fight, and actually, the winner of this fight might be the potential number one contender at Adrian Bartosinski's championship.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I've put everything into this training camp, and yeah, like I said, it's high stakes fight, and I'm ready to rock Poland, ready to rock the MMA world, and yeah, ready to take on anybody, you know. So first I'll take on Grzebyk this Saturday on May 13th on Viaplay. And yeah, I'm just planning on to make a real great statement. You know, I have a way different fighting style, and you know, I'm also here to bring excitement back to MMA. You know, because I don't know, like last couple of times that I've watched it MMA and stuff. You know, like there've been a lot of boring fights, in my opinion, and I really think that they should change a few rules up. You know, like to make fights even more exciting. Because yeah, you know, we watch MMA for excitement, you know, not for boring fighters, boring fighting styles, and etc. You know, so I'm here to make it exciting again.
I agree with that. I agree with you. And I also know that you like to experiment with combat sports. I've
Yeah,
seen
that's true, man.
some very interesting footage of your clash with Mr. Abner Llovares last year. Was that a bare-knuckle fight? What was it? It looked very cool. So please explain it to us a little bit.
Yeah, like you know, back in the days, like how long have you been watching MMA? Like how many years?
For 10 years. Yeah,
10 years, right?
yes.
And like the first time you watched MMA, you know, you see people fighting on the ground, you see people like blending ground and pound, you see soccer kicks even from back in the days, you know, from the Pride days. And the first time I watched that, you know, I was like, damn, this shit is brutal. This is crazy. Like this is the ultimate form of fighting. And as soon as you enter the sport of mixed martial arts, then you start to know what is what, the rules, rule sets, etc. You know, and like all of a sudden you just hit like a point where everything starts to become normal. Like once in a while you see stuff that you've never seen before, but you're pretty used to it right now. But with King of the Streets, which is an organization, underground organization, but starting to break through a little bit into the mainstream, at least in popularity. That's even way more extreme form of fighting because you have no rules over there. It's just one versus one, no time limits, no judges, and no rules. So you can basically do anything with your fists, knees, elbows, kicks, bite, spit.
Wow.
Just yeah, it's the most extreme form of fighting, and I'm sure it will break through. It's very popular in Europe, and let's see if the USA is ready for this shit, man. Because this is the most extreme form of fighting, and I'm sure they will like it. And yeah, I've also competed 3 times in there. I'm undefeated in King of the Streets. And yeah, I love him, man. I'm a crazy motherfucker, you know, and I like more of a throwback fighter, you know. Like if anybody wants to fight, you know, they can step up and we can do it, you know. So it's all good with me.
And do you also have another assignment in King of the Streets in addition to your upcoming fight with KSW?
For now, I'm just focused for the KSW fight because it has title implications, you know. So a lot of money, you know. So I'm focused on that now. But like I said, like people ask me more often, like, do you want to still want to compete in King of the Streets? And I always say the same thing. Like, if the name is good, if it's an interesting opponent, then of course I'm willing to fight anybody in King of the Streets. But for now, I have my title, my eyes set on Grzebyk, and because that fight has title implications, so that means that I can become have a shot at the title if I beat him. So I'm focused on beating him.
You fought in different organizations across the world. What is it that makes KSW and Polish MMA so special in your opinion?
Well, you know, it's like it has a different feel to it, more of a family feel, and they are very close and yeah, like very open with the fighters. It's like I always say, like it's kind of a give and take with fighters and organizations because we both need each other. But so like in some of the other organizations where I fought in, I won't call out any names. It's more like the organizations really try to step over the fighters, like they try to dictate and everything, you know, and it's like hierarchy, right? Like they are the boss basically. But here with KSW, it's real nice. It feels real good. Like feels 50-50. Like we can if we don't agree with anything, we can just mention it to them, and they can they have certain kind of people to fix that, you know, and then solve whatever is between the fighter and the organization. So they're very approachable, and which I also think is real nice. You know, it makes it nice to do business with them. Also with my manager and stuff, you know, like if I have some kind of demands, then you know, it's real easy, and it's not like they are like, yeah, we are KSW, we decide everything and anything, and if you don't like it, just go to another organization. No, they're willing to negotiate and stuff, you know. So those more on the like that's more for the behind the scenes stuff, you know. And I don't know, also the way they produce their shows, and it's even like the small things, like recently they added something new which is real cool. All the champions that are fighting, they make them wear golden gloves now.
Yeah.
So that's such a small thing, but in my opinion, that visually it looks real cool. It makes me want to fight even harder, you know. So yeah, it's like small things, and but in the end, it's like the final production, you know. So yeah, they basically make you the star as well, and yeah, like I can only say good things about them, man. So we have a good relationship between me and KSW. So yeah, only love and positive things from me.
Andrzej Grzebyk, what do you think about him and how do you see that fight going down?
Well, I've heard that he's a striker, stand-up fighter. Yeah, I'm a pretty all-round fighter. I can fight in any position, in any place. But I do prefer to fight standing up, obviously, because people want to see knockouts, people want to see exciting fights. So that's what I'm gonna bring. And I don't watch tape of my opponents, but I let my team watch it, and they basically gave me like a short summary of like kind of how he fights. So I heard that he was a kickboxer. He likes to kick, obviously. So yeah, I think I can already guess what his game plan is going to be, but I don't really care about the game plan of my opponents. You know, I have my own way. You know, press and stress. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, it's more about, it ain't all that about the game plan. It's more about who can dictate their will and who can play, who can fight their fight before the other fighter does it. You know, implement the skill sets and techniques. So yeah, that's it.
Brian, ahead of your upcoming fight on May 13th, is there any last thing you would like to add?
Yeah, I just want to tell the people, make sure that you tune in and watch this fight. All my fights have been crazy. I've been breaking records for all my last 5-6 fights. Longest fights, knockouts, only knockouts only, bonuses in every fight. So there's always action going on. I'm planning on bringing that King of the Street energy into the cage on the legal rule set. So if you want to see a real throwback fighter who goes all out, then you need to watch my fight. Fighting in the main event in KSW in Warsaw, May 13. You can check it on Viaplay and on the rest of the site. So yeah, just make sure that you tune in, man, and watch me shock Poland and the rest of the MMA world, because they will know me for sure.
Brian, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time today. Best of luck with their upcoming fight. Hopefully, I will hear again from you in the future, man.
Yes, anytime, man. Thank you too, man.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.